The Philadelphia Phillies season just ended on a complete disaster. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Bad for Baseball, the baddest baseball podcast on the internet. I'm Adam Peddle, joined alongside by Nicholas Paleolog. I was lying in my bed last night. There was the Eagles game on. There was the Phillies game on. Big day for Philly sports fans. If you, I guess, if you're, a pessimist, because it was disastrous on the football side, but especially the baseball side. They lose the series, the NLDS, to the Dodgers in a disastrous fashion. They had the game tied. They went to extras, and one play cost them everything. And before we get into the whole play like that, I just want to say, if you're a Phillies fan and you're angry at the guy, I get it. But, like, my goodness, you put yourself in that moment and you have a quick decision to make after you're fumbling around like that, you might make the same play because, I mean, it sucks the way they went. It wasn't off a big hit. It was off your own guy making the mistake. But it was tough to see still, nonetheless.
Yeah, really tough to see, man. Also, too, it was actually the trifecta yesterday. So the Flyers lost as well for those hockey fans out there. So literally every Philadelphia sports team that played yesterday lost, but I don't think any of them was more heartbreaking than this. This is obviously the photo that is going to live in infamy in Philadelphia for probably all off season or until you have some postseason success again, and then you'll forget about it. But until then, this is going to be the thing. You got Real Muto standing at home plate, his arm completely outstretched, pointing to first. You got the runner whose paw has right now roughly about halfway between home plate, almost exactly halfway actually, between home and first. Time enough, certainly, to swivel your body around and fire one over there to the first baseman. You do have the runner running into third or running into home, but none of that matters because we're at 2 outs right now. So you get yourself a surefire out, the inning's over, you continue, and maybe you get an opportunity to win the game later on. That's not what happened. Poor guy right here, young kid, 24 years old, fumbles with the baseball on what was a comebacker straight to him, is playing around with it, and then you can see the absolute panic in his face as he stands up, and clearly his eyeballs aren't working. And that's the thing. That's what we got to understand right here. His eyeballs in that moment actually don't see anything.
The brain
they just see red.
Yeah.
They just see red, because if they see something, he would have seen JT Realmuto standing there pointed. He would have seen that he had time. He would have seen that, you know what, this is not the play to make.
Yeah.
He throws it over anyways. Not an accurate throw at all. Misses the bag completely. Misses Realmuto. Even if it was a perfect throw, I don't think he would have actually made the out. Because he's right there.
It'd have to be like absolutely on a rope, on the money. But like that's a tough throw to make. Like I know your eyes are saying, "Oh, I can just go here and get the quick out." Because in this post-game interview, he was saying like, "Yeah, I just thought that was the quicker route to make rather than turning and going to first." Well, the thing about that, it's illusion, because your body, your chest is pointed towards home. When you want to make a good throw, you want your opposite, like your glove side shoulder, to be pointing to where you want to go. So he's got to go to first. You know what I mean? Like you pick up that ball right there, and right there you can see it's hard to see because the pixels. But like he's looking at home. Like you actually just got to turn and go to first, because he can't see where the runner is. He might not know how much time he's got, because he doesn't want to waste any time to make a look. But you got to go to first. That's always been the play. But if he just looked up and actually used his eyeballs, you would see Real Muto trying to help him out in the system right there. Tough. I mean, it's tough. After you're fumbling around like that with the bases loaded, winning runs at third, I'd be fucking panicking too.
I know, and that's the thing, right? Like this kid's 24 years old as well, and this is like probably the biggest moment of his entire career, and sadly it is ending in that fashion. Yeah. He's only got 126 innings to his name in the MLB. So again, like that, it's a tough look. Now I do feel really bad for the guy, because obviously Philly fans, like, they're going to be getting on him, and he did make a big mistake. Like clearly that is a major. Actually, scroll up for a second.
Yeah.
Scroll up. I just saw some type of. See again. It's like Philly fans are going to get on him. And yes, this was a very, very dumb play.
Yeah.
But clearly that is the better option is to go in that direction, and he chose wrong, and he didn't make a good play anyways when he did choose that. Now, I will say, though, even though that is the final nail in the coffin to why the Phillies lost that game, that's actually not the reason why they lost the game. They were in the 11th inning, and it was 1-1.
Yeah,
right. It's like this is the LA Dodgers. You cannot expect to win and claw yourself back into a series against the LA Dodgers when your offense is only putting up 1 run. So whilst it is on that bullpen reliever right there, and whilst he did make a major mistake, when you're going 11 innings against the Dodgers, eventually someone's going to blink. Either you're going to make a mistake or they're going to come up with a play. And that is exactly what happened. So I would personally be looking over at this offense right now. I'd be looking at these boys and going, lads, we did not deserve to win that ball game because they were the 11th fucking inning and we only got 1 run to our name.
Yeah, I know exactly. You look at the entire score line, they only had 4 hits. Seriously, only 4 hits. One of them was Kyle Schwarber. That was great. That was obviously him hitting a double right there. You had Real Muto had one hell of a season. Castellanos, who's been ice cold, and then he finally gets hit, and then boom. But the entire series, really, Bryce Harper was a ghost. Turner was a ghost until he had 1 hit today. Castellanos was a ghost. Byron Scott was a ghost, right? You need it to be a little bit better. This was supposed to be the bread and butter of the team. And, it really comes down to the details like we saw right there. And as well, they had an intentional walk that really backfired. Shohei Ohtani in the 7th inning, there was runners at second and third, base open. They had an opportunity to put Ohtani on, and they did. But going up until this point, Ohtani was 1 for 17, right? Well, I'm a Toronto Blue Jays fan. You're a Toronto Blue Jays fan. If it was Judge who was popping off all series, yeah, okay, I'm putting him on first base because he's been killing us all series long. He was 1 for 17. He gets a walk, and then what happens? They walk Mookie Betts right after. So it was a walk in an error that led to the 2 runs. Dodgers weren't doing shit. All you had to do was put up a couple runs, and you locked it in. So for me, I'm not blaming the kid at all. I'm not blaming my pitching staff. I'm blaming a little bit. Maybe you could blame manager. I don't know. It's not. Maybe that's a stretch, but I'm definitely blaming the offense.
Well, I think really this is when people talk about a choke. This is a choke.
Oh yeah.
Because Philly was. I think both of us actually said we thought that they were going to win this series in our playoff predictions. We had them winning this series, and ultimately they were the better team over the course of the regular season. Phillies have been a great team for years now, and they're just having a really tough time getting over that final hump, right? You look at their squad on paper, and top to bottom, it looks thick. The lineup looks thick. The pitchers look good. And then here in the biggest game of their season, they just fumbled the bag, man. And it's got to be so frustrating for Phillies fans because I don't really know where you go from here, right? You do have a really good squad, and on paper, I like the way that your roster is constructed. I look over at those New York Yankees, and I saw Alex Rodriguez come out afterwards, and he was like, I've never seen a more poorly constructed roster.
Which is funny because he predicted them to go to the World Series.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's all biased, whatever. Yeah. But I think the truth was starting to come out there at the end, and probably, his internal thoughts that he was fighting off, for a long time, he finally let out, which is that, their roster construction, there is something that is wrong there. Yeah. I don't feel that same way, though, about the Philadelphia Phillies. I think that they have a really good mix of power and speed and contact and clutch. It's across the board. I really do think that they got a good squad. So, I don't know where you go from here.
Yeah, you're going to obviously be losing Kyle Schwarber, in the offseason.
Well, potentially losing.
Potentially. You never know. He could sign back, and I really do hope he signs back. He feels like a Philly. There was a good question that Trevor Plouffe came up with on Talking Baseball. If, Kyle Schwarber goes to the Hall of Fame, does he retire as a Philly or does he retire as a Cub? And I think if you sign back with the Phillies, you retire as a Philly. You know what I mean? You've basically spent the same amount of time with both organizations. So which one are you going to go with? If you sign back with the Phillies, then you would spend an equal amount of time. I hope they do, because, yeah, that's obviously been a major part of that offense, especially as well, JT Realmuto. He's been your catcher for freaking years right here. Like, literally, ever since you got him from Miami, 2019, you signed him back. I think this guy's got to be a staple in that lineup.
At least to like help you, and I'm not super familiar with like the depth behind him, but Philly fans in the comments down below, please let us know, like, is there someone that can come and step in and take that workload? Because for me, I look at JT Realmuto, and I know that the hitting stats aren't where they used to be, but I look at the fact that he caught 134 games, right? And that's a lot of games. And again, like, you're still getting, something from the bat, whereas, like, you look at some other teams and they get nothing, right? So for to have this guy who knows Wheeler and knows Nolan, knows Ranger Suarez, who we're about to bring up right here, I would definitely want him back. This is another one that they clearly need to get back right here. Ranger Suarez, 30 years old, and has really found it, man. 4.7 WAR this season. He was one of the best Phillies pitchers all season long.
Oh yeah.
And he's been good. Like the last season prior to this one as well. Also very good. So for me, like, the Phillies, they're still right there, and I know that it's got to be so demoralizing and feeling like we need to make so many changes, and we got to, like, I don't know if you do. Like, I think that you gotta run it back. Like, you gotta run it back.
They had a great regular season.
Exactly, and they do every season. They literally do every single season, right? They always have a good regular season. So, I mean, it's heartbreak right now, and that is a terrible way to lose your season watching, a young kid throw the ball away. But I think that you got to roll with the punches here and see if you can get some of those free agents back and maybe even double down and try to get more pitching, get more something.
Get more pitching, and maybe get a bat or two. It's been a while since you got a new bat. Also, one last thing to end this podcast on. I forgot I saw this yesterday. They could have challenged the call at the plate because he never touched home.
Yeah, oh my God!
That's what I was looking for when you were talking. I forgot about this.
I didn't see that at all.
Plate, and they missed the challenge.
I didn't see that at all.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue he was, in the way or whatever, but yeah,
I mean,
he missed it. And when you play the video, he never touches it ever. He never goes back. They would go and they run on the field and they celebrate. So I don't want to throw salt in the wound, Phillies fans. But they missed the challenge.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, you can
that's
clearly
crazy.
see there's a cap. Yeah, sorry, Phillies fans. I apologize.
So, okay, I will say that there is, and I'm not going to use the words that they're using. People are saying in the comments he came back after, if you watch the play through, but then this guy's arguing he ran out of bounds after missing the base. I don't know.
I saw him go all the way through, yeah.
Not a conversation that I guess we even need to have because they didn't challenge it at all. It's over.
It's over now.
That is salt in the wound, right? I didn't see that at all. That's actually insane, though.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well,
folks,
guys,
let us know in the comments down below your thoughts on this Phillies exit, man. I can imagine it's got to be heartbreaking, but hey, at least you got those Eagles. Although maybe Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo have something to say about it. Please hit that like, smash that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and we will catch you next time.
Cheers.